All right, we are back from that music. Hope you guys enjoyed the playlist. As I've stated earlier, I curated it based on songs I heard from Willy's videos. Shout out to Ostentatious for the 690. Thank you very much. Nice. And also Kiko earlier tipped 420 to say Willy Mac is a raging homo. Well, I disagree. But we're going to call him right now. Remember, if you want to leave any questions for Willy Mac, click the link that is pinned in the chat and leave a comment. All right, we're going to give him a call right now. We're going to get this interview on the roll. Hello. Uh-oh. I can't hear you if you're trying to talk right now. Oh, he left.
Hello?
Hello, I can hear you now.
Sick.
All right.
Hey, what's up? How you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Good, good.
All right. Well, thank you for joining me on my show. I've got a little interview for you here. I had Tyrone help me out with the questions. Although I'm not gonna be like, I'm gonna try and make this very casual. I'm not trying to be like, oh, answer response type of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get you.
I actually just saw. I got the notification. You just uploaded a video right now.
I did. It was on Tyler Oliveira, he's one of these YouTubers where, you know, like the Brandon Buckingham or like Channel 5, like those guys?
Yeah, that was
Where,
nice.
yeah, they'll go to a place and they'll just interview people, right? And I think those videos are really cool. I really like that kind of content. But with Tyler, he'll go ahead and he'll go to a place and start recording like what it's like, but he'll give these narrations over the video like, oh my god, we got all these guys following me. I think they're trying to kill us, but the camera never shows anybody. Like, it never turns and shows anything. Or if it does, nobody's there. So it's just like funny and goofing on him. Like, at one point, he like slanders an entire charity, saying that they're selling weed to homeless people and like making all this profit.
What the fuck?
Yeah. So his videos are just like complete. Like, it's all like fucking hoopla, dude. It's like this guy just narrates like entirely fake scenarios going on.
I've never even heard of this guy. How big is this guy?
He's got like 7 million subs. He's huge.
Holy fuck. Oh my god. These scumbags just come out of everywhere, it seems.
Oh my, dude, I was giggling like a little kid making this video, dude. It's so funny.
God. All right. Well, make sure you guys check out that video after this stream. I'll make sure to post, or if any of my mods can post links to his video, post it in the chat right now. So I guess I wanted to start with asking you, because I was looking through your channel. You know, I've been watching you for a while now, but I was looking through your video, you know, organizing it by oldest, and I see you've been making videos for about 12 years now, it seems.
Yeah, I mean, I've been making videos for 12 years, but I probably haven't like made videos seriously for that long.
Right.
I probably didn't do that until like September of 2017. Like, in terms of actually trying to grow and not just do like one-off like fun videos.
Yeah. Do you remember what inspired you, like, or what other YouTubers you might have seen at the time that made you want to start making your own videos?
Yeah, so like YouTubers I really liked were like AVGN. Like, I ended up finding him like kind of pretty late into his career, because I think I was just on the internet later than most people.
Right, fair.
And I thought his shit was super funny. I liked that it was like a show. And then in terms of like other people, I always like when Leafy came around, and he was the first person I saw that was like talking about YouTube. Like, he was talking about other YouTubers.
Right,
which I thought there was like a really cool like novelty to that. Although even at the time, I remember thinking like, these videos are kind of like fun and stuff, but they weren't very good.
Right.
So when I first started to do like commentary videos, kind of what I want to do was like, can we do this but make it like more fun? Like, make it more of a show.
Right. No, yeah, exactly. Like, have it more scripted. How long have you been, like, when you started doing commentary and doing YouTube more seriously, is that when you started doing scripts, or was that
no,
something
my
came
content
later?
was always scripted. Like, my content was scripted all the way back to like when I had like a channel in 2009, and I'd like occasionally upload like videos. Like, I always had like some script to the videos, because like the mentality was always like like there wasn't a sense when I first started looking at the YouTube stuff of like being a YouTuber, because so few people I think actually made money. Like I think most of the time it was like all channels couldn't even like be monetized. It was only like a very select few people back in like 2013, 2012 that were in the ad program. It was more so like, oh look, here's a thing where like if I wanted to, I could upload like my short movie I was making or whatever, you know?
Right. You do keep all of your videos up though. Do you ever go back and watch them?
Once in a while I'll have like somebody, or I'll get a notification of somebody like DMing me an old video, like making fun of me.
Oh.
So once in a while I see them and they're brutal, they're cringe.
Yeah.
You know?
No, yeah, I remember before I ever did the parodies, I tried to do commentary, and I had one video that quote unquote blew up. I had like 200 views. I did a video on Andy Worski because it was at the time when Andy Worski pretty much stabbed Tommy in the back. So I did like a whole video on that. But like,
nice.
Those are off. Those are gone. No one will ever see them. I can't stand them.
Yeah.
And then
I don't ever take my videos down just because like I don't know, like I think that's kind of cool when you like I always had the mentality if I ever did make it on YouTube and did make good videos, because at the time I was making the worst fucking videos ever. Like it is so much worse than most of you guys that have ever tried making a video. Like my shit is so cringe.
Yeah.
And I just always had the mentality of like if somebody went back and looked at my old stuff, they could be like, well, I make better stuff than this. Like I could get as good as Willy, or I could do better than Willy, and they could go make their own videos.
Yeah,
so I don't like taking stuff down.
It's a good way to see the progression of your content. I mean, I deleted my videos because I just couldn't stand them. But post starting the parody stuff, I've decided, like right now I'm in the process of re-uploading all my videos from my old channel to this channel. And there are some songs that I tell you, I can't stand listening to them because the quality of them are so trash.
Why did you start a new channel?
So, to really quickly get into it, because I'm not trying to... my old channel got permanently demonetized over the Pumped Up Kicks, the Pumped Up Kicks cover. Most of us believe it was the thumbnail that caused it. And I tried to reason with YouTube. I had other people reaching out to their YouTube people. Everyone tried their best, and it couldn't get fixed. So I waited until the strike ran out, and then I tried reaching out again. I'm like, hey, one more time. I want to see if, like, you know, you guys can reconsider. You know, I think this is truly a false strike. And they're like, no, you're toast. And I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. So I started a new channel, and I'm basically doing 3 re-uploads a week of all of my old parodies to this channel, and I'm just trying to get this channel monetized. If this channel ends up getting demonetized as well, once it gets monetized, then whatever, I'll just keep trucking on. But that's kind of the reason why I started a whole new channel. But also with the new channel, that's where I came up with the stream idea that I'm doing right now, which is the Biker Radio, where I basically work as a radio station. I play, you know, music for people to listen to while they're doing whatever, and then every 30 minutes I take a caller. And then for specifically this type of stream where you are the guest,
it's kind of a neat idea.
No, yeah, people have been really positively receptive to the idea. A lot of people tell me, oh, I listen to this while I'm studying, I listen to this while I'm doing housework, and they can even request music through like a $2 donation or whatever. And then I also let whoever calls in, like, they get a free song as well. So last month I had Stefan Corbino, the coffee reviewer, and he curated a playlist for people to listen to for the first hour, and then the second hour I do the interview, same as this stream. First hour I played music, and then on this hour I'm interviewing you, and at the end of the interview we'll take questions that people leave in the tweet that I posted.
Yeah, no, I'm in. That's cool.
Yeah. So that's why I'm doing these types of streams, is something that, like, because there was like a period earlier this year where I was doing a lot of door dashing, so I was listening to the radio a lot, and I was like, fuck, I kind of want to run a radio show. So that's where I got the idea, basically. But anyways, to get enough about me, we're interviewing you. So
I kind of that's like a nice little like twist on. Do you know who like Lo-Fi Girl is?
Yes, Lo-Fi Girl. I use her music for I'm using her music right now for the background of this conversation.
Yeah, like that's a nice little twist on there because it's still got like the radio nostalgia, I suppose, but you are just listening to music.
Yeah, the music I play is all like I centered my whole channel theme around like Miami. I'm from Miami, a Miami Vice thing. So all of the music I play on normally is like 80s music basically, or even some city pop. Although some people have thrown ideas, oh, maybe you could do other like decades of music, and I might do that in the future. But as of right now, that's mainly the thing I stick to for today's stream. I actually went through your videos and I found the songs that you've used, and I made a playlist based on that.
Oh yeah, dude, I saw you play Days and Days. That's like my favorite band ever, man.
I noticed that. I've heard them a lot. I think one time
and I haven't used them in a long time too. So that was a hell of a pull.
Yeah, no, I went through your videos and I just was looking through your videos that had like the credited music, and I pulled from there, and then I added some songs, like I added a little more Pink Eye, a little more Joji based on that.
Yeah, when I was a really small creator, or not really small, I was like doing pretty good, but small is such a relative term here on YouTube.
Yeah.
Depending on who's talking. But when I was like maybe like 20,000 subs, I had creator or I had reached out to Days and Days because they claimed my video and was like, hey, can you guys like lift that? And they said, yeah, like use our music whenever you want, like we don't care.
That's awesome.
And then they end up getting bought by another label, and I had to like not bought, signing to like another label or something, and then I couldn't use their music anymore. Like they just wouldn't let me do it after that. But I was able to do it, and they wouldn't claim it, which was pretty cool.
No, yeah, for sure. No, yeah, definitely. Having done YouTube, because my band broke up like 2 years ago. I was in the band Gray Street. But when I was uploading music through that, having the perspective of like someone that watches a lot of YouTube and sees a lot of streamers, and Augie always opens his streams up with copyrighted music. I told my band, I'm like, look, let's not copyright our music on YouTube. People can use it. That'll be good. So like any music that and including my parodies, if I do get them copyright, like because I try now with my old channel, I never tried to fight the copyright on my parodies because I was like, it's not worth the hassle. Now with the new channel, I am trying to, and a lot of them, I get the I succeed with getting the copyright off because it passes as a parody. So
yeah, no, that's sick.
So I'm trying to make sure like any music that is mine that is original, because I am planning on making original music as well very soon. I want to make sure that that's available for anyone to use on YouTube.
I mean, hell yeah, dude. I mean, you're like a commentary legend among the creators in terms of your parody music. Just I feel like once or twice a year just pops off, and like everybody's using it in their streams and shit.
No, yeah, I remember the flamenco stuff. That was crazy for me.
Yeah, that was a big one.
I was like, I never had experienced that kind of like, I had my initial blow up.
Or the Susie Lou one, where it's Scooby-Doo,
yeah.
but that's a classic too.
No, yeah, I have one friend, online friend of mine, Exotic. He loves that one. He references it every time we're on call. No, yeah, I'm like super. I just love doing like music. Has been. I don't know why I didn't think of this idea until the Pescator drama happened. That's when I did my first parody. And I just didn't.
What's the Pescator drama?
The Pescator drama was when Nick and Tommy started like making fun of him, and so he went on a call.
Like the only Pescator drama.
Yeah, the Pescator.
Yeah, I'm aware
drama,
of that one actually.
Where he's like on call, being like, "I'm gonna fuck you in the ass, Nick."
Yeah, he was gonna rape
up those cheeks. So I did PNN is Dust in the Wind, which was my first ever parody, and it got the attention of Nick because Nick randomly called into a Discord I was hanging out in. And I sent him the song, and then like him and John Swan and everyone started blowing it up, and that's pretty much how the whole parody thing got started. But I just don't know why I never like I've been doing music since I was in high school, so for like 15 plus years, and I just never thought, why don't I just do parodies of commentary stuff? But I've been having fun doing it since then. I did some stuff on the Bo Black stuff, which I was gonna ask you about as well. And then also I'm working on a Destiny thing, which obviously I'm probably gonna ask you about as well. But what I was gonna ask you next what I was gonna ask you next was for the first, I was looking through again your videos, and I saw the first really big video that blew up was 32 Reasons Why EA Battlefront Sucks. Do you recall how it felt seeing a video of yours blow up like that?
Yeah, so I think I had a couple videos actually do pretty well before, but this one was just like, I believe I saw Angry Joe Show make a video called like 32 Reasons Why a Certain Game Sucks. I forget what it was. I remember being like, that's interesting. I wonder if I went ahead and did the same thing, but with this game that I don't like, if that would do well. And it did, but sort of like everything else I made back then, it didn't matter that the view count was high. It wasn't holding any retention because the video's bad. So it was like one of those where I like knew like, all right, the view count feels good. Like I could see like, I have an idea of like how titling works and how titling's important. But I wasn't at the point where like, I still knew my videos weren't good and I had a long way to go in terms of being able to like hold an audience and hold a presence in front of a camera.
Yeah.
Like how to script up in a way that's interesting and doesn't lose people.
No, yeah, I get that. I totally get that because I've played around with the idea of instead of titling the parodies what they are, titling them what the drama is about. But it didn't seem to make a huge difference. So I just give them, because they're songs at the end of the day. So I feel like why not just call them what they are? You know what I mean? But the thumbnail is definitely super important. Obviously.
Yeah, dude, I'm sort of the only creator that's like black pilled on thumbnails. I don't think thumbnails matter that much.
Oh, really?
Well, I mean, you look at all these creators that are huge, like Charlie and like some of these like React channels. They don't really do anything for the thumbnail.
Charlie is a great example of that. Actually, you do make a good.
You know,
point.
like I think it was a big deal in at a certain point, and I still think it matters. However, I do think we're in like a time now where like TikTok has just changed the fucking world, and everything's just algorithm based. Like everything's title. Everything's just what has this person been watching? Do you fit that criteria?
That's fair.
Like nobody even writes descriptions anymore, if you notice. Like I'm like one of the only people that does, and it's because it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. Do you miss vid.me?
Oh my god, I loved VidMe. So the best part about VidMe, or any other like, I don't know if there's really websites anymore that are like small and a place where you could grow that have a niche community. But VidMe was a really small video sharing site back in the day. I forget what the drama was that made it pop off. I think something just about YouTube maybe censoring swear words or taking down, like YouTube was introducing censorship bots. Yeah. And well, the bots were new tech, so they messed up all the time. So you'd have videos go down, channels would go down. If you were a small channel and you went down, you were fucked. You just had to create a new one. And VidMe was one of the like Twitter accounts at the time where their promotions were really taking off. And the site was not big. It probably had like a couple million people on it at most, right? Which in comparison to YouTube, which had like 2 billion unique viewers a month, that's nothing. But what was great about VidMe is if your video truly got zero, like there was always this mythology around YouTube of like, oh, well, I'm making good videos, but nobody's seeing them. Like nobody's just able to see them, right? Like you couldn't tell like if you were just posting to a wall, is my video good or is it not? What was great about VidMe is if your video truly got no views and people didn't share it on that site, or the owners of the site didn't front page you or whatever, it was because your video was bad. Like that was what was really good, is you could really sit down and be like, why was this not interesting? You could really kind of like work out like all right, this video is bad. I need to go back to the drawing board. What are other people doing on YouTube that's more interesting? Like it was a good place to learn, you know?
Yeah. I get that, because like there's sometimes videos that I'm sure you've been through this. You put up a video and you're like, this is 100% gonna blow up. This is the perfect thing at the perfect time. Yeah, you're like,
this one's a banger.
This is the perfect thing and at the perfect time, right? And then you put it up and it's like your least viewed video, and you're just like stuck there like, well, I don't know what the fuck happened, bro.
Oh, I mean, I think that still happens to YouTubers that are much bigger than me to a degree.
Yeah.
Like I've had videos
I'm sure it happens
like
to
that.
Everyone. The algorithm.
But when you're small and you're truly getting no views, like it is like one of these standout things. Yeah. Like I really do believe like a huge part, YouTube is no different than playing an instrument in a lot of ways, in the sense that like the only way you get better to a degree is practicing, but not just practicing, like practicing with the, like doing it over and over with the intent to improve.
Yeah, 100%.
And I really like, it's not like YouTube's like a fucking hard job. Like it's like playing an instrument. Well, once you got the skill, you got the skill, and it's a lot easier from there. But acquiring that ability is hard. That's the hardest part.
100%. And you know, difficulty of YouTube also depends on like what content you make. But overall, like, I'm trying not to just repeat exactly what you said because I 100% agree. You know, like the whole. I think the instrument analogy is actually perfect because, you know, I play instruments.
Yeah.
The fact is, like, you can practice the same thing over and over again, but, like, what are you aiming for with that practice is the real question, you know?
Yeah, except the worst part about it is if you suck at an instrument, nobody looks twice at you. If you suck at YouTube, you're like cringe is posted all over the internet.
No, it's true.
It's
or if you suck at playing an instrument on YouTube, then you get the double whammy.
Yeah, there you go. Then you get the 2-for-1. So that's if I'm sitting there and I like think all the time, like, man, I posted so much cringe when I was like 8, 9, 10 years old, 13 years old, 15 years, because I never stopped because I loved doing this shit, right?
Yeah.
And like you just get an idea and you're gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna do this, or like, you see a YouTube video that's cool and you're like, I want to recreate that. And I just go like, oh man, thank God none of those videos like blew up or became like a fucking meme or some shit.
Yeah, 100%. Your next big video that I saw was your video on the behind the meme Anthony Fantano situation, and I saw that there was a general trend towards commentary already happening at that point. Was that already the path you were set on to go and do commentary videos, or did the behind the meme video further encourage that?
So that was, I believe, was my second commentary video ever. So that one was one of those ones that it just blew up and I was like, oh shit. At the time I watched, I just came back from college and I had an internship where I was like working this really shitty job in the city, where I got paid literally nothing. Like maybe they'd throw me like some money for gas. It was for Telemundo, but it was like an under the table job at Telemundo. And, so that sort of sucked, and I remember I was watching a commentary video, and I watched a Wild Spartans video, and then after it I watched an I'm Alex video, and these guys were like really huge at the time. All of their videos got hundreds of thousands, if not millions of views at the time. Like it was popping.
Yeah.
And it was the same video. Both of them rambled for like 15 minutes, just repeating the same thing over and over again. And I remember thinking like, Jesus Christ, I just wasted so much time watching this shit. It is so bad. No, yeah, and I was like, can I really not make a better video than this? So I said, fuck it. And I was like, I'm going to make an AVGN video. And I think literally I have quotes in that behind the meme video. I'm going to find the stupidest drama I could find, which ended up being the behind the meme thing. And I'm going to just make an AVGN video, but it's going to be about commentary. And the video, I think, like, it's not great. Like, I talk really slow in it because I'm not used to, like, talking quickly. But I think that video, like, holds up really well. Like, that's, like, a pretty decent video, I think.
Yeah. I don't remember the first video I saw from you. I remember my favorite videos from you, but I can't remember exactly the first video I saw from you. But I know almost certainly the first time I saw you was the interview you had with Tommy C in 2018.
Yeah. Tommy was like everybody's dad back then, dude. All the up-and-comers' dads, because everybody hated Keem. He was like the villain. And,
I agree, because I started watching commentary back, I think when Leafy was doing stuff. And Tommy C, I forget what line of YouTubers I saw that got me to Colossal, but Colossal is the reason I started watching Tommy, because I saw the first thing, even it was just before baited started, it was the pre-baited interview with Colossal is Crazy that Tommy did. That's how I found Tommy, and immediately I was hooked. I was like, Tommy's personality is super like fun and infectious.
So I found Tommy through Baited, but I didn't really watch very much Baited. I just didn't think it was like, it's just podcasts. Like even back then, I was just like not super into.
Oh.
And then I end up finding Tommy again, not related to Baited, and being like, oh, dude, this guy's like fucking hilarious. Like I like that he puts on like a show, like it's a 2-hour show, and then it ends. I was like, that's really like cool. And most like live stream broadcasts like really weren't like that back then. You know, it used to be like just the only type of live stream was I'm playing a game and I'm streaming for as long as fucking possible. And so I remember seeing that, and then like Tommy brought up, or like maybe a fan brought up that he was in Baden. I was like, oh shit, it's that guy.
Yeah.
So I didn't even notice it was him.
I believe the reason for that interview, it actually started off. It was supposed to be a debate over the rice gum thumbnail. No.
Was it?
That rice gum
I don't remember. I don't think so. Why would I have cared about the rice gum thumbnail?
I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, it's been so long. I don't remember. I remember being like me hopping in the call with Tommy before the stream started, and us just getting along like instantly. Like I remember it was just like instantly we were making jokes and having fun, and I don't know. That's sort of all I remember. I don't remember there being like any sort of hostility really.
Okay. Do you remember how you met Turkey Tom and Wavy Web Surf and what led to the Major Minor podcast?
Yeah, so I met Wavy first. I think Wavy followed me after the Behind the Meme video, and he thought it was hilarious, so he hit me up. And then we would talk in his Discord like pretty often. Like I never really talk in Discord. I don't ever use it.
Yeah.
But back then, like it was fun, and he had like I think 4,000 subs, and I had 1,000 or some shit, like maybe. And we ended up hitting it off really well. And then I think Tom got called out by Keemstar, where Keem goes, "Your name is Turkey Tom, but you're not a turkey. This is like Family Guy shit or something like that." And we ended up like hitting up Tom, being like, "Yo, go roast him, go fuck him up or some shit." And then Wavy wanted to do a podcast with the three of us, and we didn't know Tom was 15 until like, I don't know, like a week later or something. I was like, whoa, he's like 15. And Wavy was like, it's okay, we'll call it the Major Minor Podcast. I go, we're going to call the podcast the Major Minor Podcast because he's a minor and we're not. I'm like, let's just call it the fucking Pedophile Podcast. That's the worst name ever. And Tom and him were set on that name, where we ended up running polls on Twitter. And I was like, I wanted it to be called the MacGuffins Podcast because you're just talking about bullshit, right? You're trying to find the MacGuffin. Yeah. And I actually won because on VidMe, since I was like doing well on YouTube and got like 1,000 and then 2,000 subs, like I was kind of like a big deal for like a VidMe person to be making it on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
And like 2,000 subs on YouTube when you were a VidMe person was like, holy shit, that's crazy. And so all the VidMe people just fucking spammed the poll. I ended up winning it, and I still they still didn't go with my name. We went with Pedophile Podcast, Major Minor, dude.
I think that's a great name for a podcast. I love Major Minor
terrible
Podcast.
name. It was a terrible name. And before everyone says like, well, why would you do a podcast with a fucking 15-year-old? I agree. Today I would agree. But back then, if you were a kid on the internet, it was just seen as like this retard. Like there wasn't like any parenting or like adult skills on the internet at all. Like we were both out of college, you know, like
yeah.
Like the way the internet's so much more mature now because everybody's grown up. But like back then, like I cannot stress how immature the internet was in like 2017, 2018.
I remember specifically watching the Major Minor Podcast back when I would my dad still lived in Florida, so I'd go visit him every other weekend. I remember listening to the Major Minor Podcast while I was like doing chores and shit.
I think the viewership was actually not bad on it, like for us being a bunch of fucking nobodies.
I remember Tom having to leave because like his mom was trying to talk to him.
Oh, he'd have to do like homework or some shit, and because he'd be like failing in school because he's doing YouTube.
I remember he made that post on Twitter being like, "Oh, I'm gonna have to leave for a while, guys."
Oh my god, that's so funny. So me and Wavy would do podcast on our own, and Wavy would edit in Tom just saying like yeah, or like Tom would have to mute partway through, so he'd just disappear halfway through the podcast, and he'd just add in like yeah, and then he'd take like Tom saying bye from a different podcast, just add it in. It was so funny. Dude, it's like super nostalgic talking about this shit because it's like it's with somebody that actually knows about it because it's like just peak, you're figuring shit out and you're just having fun.
No,
and it's just a hobby.
It's really nostalgic to talk about it because I mean, like I just said, I've been watching the commentary stuff. I've been a lurker for like the longest time. Not really getting involved.
That's fucking crazy. You know anything about that stuff? I didn't know you were that old school, man. That's crazy.
I've been watching like I said, since I think Leafy is the first commentary I saw, and then it led me to see everything else. You know, I still am huge into commentary. I don't watch as much as I used to.
There's a difference between watching Leafy though, and then getting down to where you were a fan of the Major Minor.
Bro, the Major Minor podcast needs to make a comeback. I'll make a theme song for it if it comes back. All right. Like,
oh my god, we'll redo it and we'll get Tom, and then Tom could have some minor on as his guest. And the tradition he can now be he's graduated to major.
Exactly.
He needs a new minor.
Exactly. That's exactly what needs to happen. No, I was saying earlier in the stream that the first commission I ever got was before I even did parodies. It was the AVGN style song I did for you.
Was that you? You made that?
Yeah, I made that.
Oh my god, I do remember. I remember, and I still
was that one.
I still have it, bro. Like I still have the file and everything. I did not know that was you.
That was me. Yeah, I was back when I might not have been Mike the Bike. I might have been like Mike Fly. I had a terrible name, Mike Fly Plus.
Yeah,
or
I
something
think you
like
were
that.
a different name.
But I was Mike. I always put Mike. I've never been shy about like my full name because you know band shit means my full name needs to be out there anyways. But it was always Mike something. So I think I had a different name and then I switched to Mike the Bike. I don't remember when that was. But yeah, before I ever did any parodies or anything like that, you made like a tweet asking like if someone could make a theme song. I'm like, hey, I can make something. And then we got into the DMs and I made you the song. I even remember like, I think it was like a month or something passed and I hit you up being like, hey, if you haven't used the song, I don't mind paying you back. And you were like, no, you already did the work. And I was like, all right, cool.
Yeah, well, dude, I was, at that point, I did so much work and was still having to do work for free. And I fucking hated having to do that shit. Because half the time you worked, you were just getting scammed anyway.
Yeah.
You know? Or people would promise to pay you and then not. Because I was doing like a lot of contract work. Dude, that shit sucked. So I was like, I'm never doing this to people. So even when I pay, like, people ask for shit, or I'll ask for shit. And even if it doesn't get used, which happens all the time on projects, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, I always pay them because I was like, I'm not putting people through that shit.
No, yeah, like you've been like, you know, outside of just your content, you've been like one of my favorite creators, like on the site, honestly.
Oh,
and
well, thanks, man.
You're actually the one that like, because when I first started doing parodies, I was like, oh yeah, I'll do them for like $50, and I think you were on Tommy's stream and like, Mike's doing that shit for way too cheap. He needs to up the prices. And I was like,
dude, because there's a lot of work. Like you could totally charge more for that stuff.
No, yeah, I upped it on my old channel.
You know what's tough for you though is we were in an age where commentary channels, the incentive was to make more and more complex videos and more like elaborate videos, more and more funny videos. A lot of that was because of iDubbbz, right? Doing the content cop
stuff.
Yeah,
100%.
And now it's gone the opposite, where now it's about quicker and quicker turnaround, lower quality, because everyone's doing the live stream. The live stream game is super popping right now.
No,
and that doesn't mean it's bad. I love the live stream stuff, but it's just the need for like having to have a bit in there with like a funny parody song. Like that's like just less demanded now.
No, yeah, I think the last time I got I still get commissions, but the last time I got a commission from a creator was Connor hit me up and he wanted me to do, because he found a string of tweets that were the lyrics for In the End, and he's like, can you make this into a song? And I was like, sure.
That's so fucking funny, man.
And then I even had to I did a brain rot parody of the KSI song, because same situation. He found a line of tweets that was from that.
I fucking love comedy like music. I think anytime a song is like turned funny, it's like my favorite shit ever. Like I think it's great.
No, yeah, I mean I'm a huge fan of Tenacious D, Flight of the Conchords.
Yeah.
You know, obviously, Weird Al Yankovic. So whenever I get like most of my
Weird Al is great, man.
Weird Al is a classic. Even his original shit is amazing. So
yeah, it is.
Getting the opportunity to do original stuff, like when Goku Naru, which you also hooked me up with that link, Goku Naru, wanted me to do the poorly programmed NPC song, which that was super fun because not only was it a comedy song, it was totally outside of the genre that I usually produce in. When I make original stuff, I make rock songs. So I was making something that was way out of the realm of what I usually cover. And then the more recent parody or satire song I did was the Ballad of Sneeko, which was just a straight up rock ballad about how Sneeko got cucked. And that was, people loved that one. That one was great. That one was fun. I got to really, exercise my singing chops, which, I don't like my voice, but a lot of people seem to, so it all works out for them, I guess. One video series that I really liked from you was the last YouTuber series, which you did on Mumkey, who I love Mumkey. I wish he would post more, but I'm assuming he has his reasons. You got Critical and then Leafy.
Yeah, I love that series too, man. That was such a good it was just such like a nice like nostalgic walk back through like time, I feel like.
Yeah. Considering different controversies of different varying degrees since those videos, do you still hold by all the takes you had in those, or would you say some of their reputation or something has kind of been like tarnished since then?
So I think to a degree some of them have been maybe tarnished. I think the one that probably holds up best is maybe Charlie. Monkey's gone through his drama where he's like had depression. He had that weird thing where he was like dating that one girl who ended up like wanting to get with a 15-year-old.
Yeah.
Like that shit's weird. He went through depression. He stopped posting as much. He just seems to like I don't know. Like I do feel like his content hasn't been totally like the same level of goofiness and carefree since then.
I think him losing that channel seriously fucked him up.
Yeah, it fucked him up. And then I think with Leafy was great, and that video aged perfectly because he came back just crushing everybody.
Yeah.
And then he got banned again and he went to Rumble, and the dude was just like, it just was not good. Like his content over there, his streams over there were just not very good.
Yeah, I agree. So
I think his is like that video holds up decently with him, but I think he's just like he kind of went out with like he came back with a bang and then like went out with a whimper and a whiff.
Yeah, I feel the same way. In 2020, it was kind of like a surgence of a lot of new creators. One of the big ones being Augie, which I think we could both probably agree Augie takes a lot of inspiration from Tommy's style of content. One of the other creators that blew up at the time was John Swan, who then fell off pretty quickly. And a meme that's going around every time another commentary guy falls off is John Swan coming back? Is he coming back into the house? Do you think there's any redemption for John Swan?
Absolutely. I mean, John Swan didn't like fuck a kid. He didn't rape anybody. I don't see why he couldn't come back. What killed John Swan is John stopped re-uploading. Like he stopped posting videos.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be what hurts you. Obviously, the reputation John had as being a commentator, where telling the truth is like pretty important, and it came out that he was lying in the way he did, and then it came out like the way he treated Pie Man in that was not right, and then it came out that he did it again with the Cammy shit.
Yes.
I think it's stacked up pretty bad against him, and it's going to affect you. But if you make good enough videos, if you're entertaining enough, people will forgive anything.
I think that's true. Yeah. I mean, look at Dr. Disrespect.
Yeah, I mean, Dr. Disrespect's a good example. I mean, to be fair, Dr. Disrespect, he at least, like, his audience can hide behind the, like, illusion that, like, oh, well, the DMs were never posted, so, like, we don't know what, like, they could, like, believe his lie, essentially, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
With John Swan, there's no more lie to hide behind, like, you're caught, right? So, but I still think, like, you could probably get away. If you're John, you can probably work past that.
Okay. Out of anyone that you've covered, who is the most memorable, the most unredeemable, and who is the most retarded?
Most unredeemable. If Andrew Tate, if his court case ever actually starts, because he's just doing the rich people thing where you delay it forever. He's probably the least redeemable because he's doing some like truly illegal and terrific stuff.
Yeah.
What was the other ones?
Memorable and then retarded.
Memorable. Oh, dude, there's so many good memorable people. I love my debate with Hassan. I think it's one of the funniest fucking debates ever because it's just so insane. Like, it's just like, and like the build up to it of me just like, of me just repeating on Twitter, and you just know he saw it one day and had enough of like, I will keep making videos on this fucker. Like, I am watching your stream. Like, my tweets back then were like, Hassan, I am watching your streams, and I am going to expose you telling all the bullshit. And you just tell, like, after I said I was going to make my 4th video on him, he's like, fuck it, debate me right now.
Bro, you could tell.
I like the grocery store at the time, too. I was like, oh, shit.
You could tell how pissed he was when he realized that you weren't, like, fucking retarded. And he was like, oh, wait.
Oh,
this
dude,
guy
if you watch
what
the
he's
stream,
talking
he's, like,
about.
breathing hard. His face is contorting. Like, it's one of the best things ever. And I'm on there in front of, like, 35,000 people. I thought it was fucking hype, dude. I loved it.
It was
And
great.
then the video I made afterwards talking about the debate is, like, one of the funniest videos I think I made because it, like, depicts perfectly how I felt going, like, while I was in the debate.
Yeah.
And I did a really good job of, like, depicting it. So I fucking loved that. And then what was the other one? Most retarded?
Most retarded.
Sneeko. Sneeko's the most retarded person I've ever covered. Sneeko's the only person to surround himself by white supremacists, he didn't realize he wasn't in the group until they started making fun of Haitians and he was Haitian. And then his falling out with them wasn't that, oh, like, he's now offended by the white supremacists. His falling out with them was, oh, I'm unbanned on Twitch right now, and I don't want to associate with you guys because I might be able to make it back into the mainstream. So he just, like, lied to them about like, they invested all this money to do this podcast, and then Sneeko, like, just bailed on them and wouldn't message them back. So they're like, Sneeko, we're waiting on you. We're all in Miami. What's going on? And Sneeko's like, yeah, guys, I think I'm not into this. And then they all accused him of selling out to the Jews. It was the best thing ever. It's like the funniest drama I've ever fucking seen.
I feel like that was kind of like the end of the, like the book end of like the Sneak arc, because I've not heard anything about him since pretty much.
He's totally completely fallen off because he's cut himself off from like everything. Like, I think Kick like really like got onto Aiden Ross.
Yeah.
Too. So Aiden like stopped doing as much stuff. So like Sneeko, like his lifelines are like gone. His last lifeline was the white supremacist lifeline, and now that's even gone.
Yeah. What is your favorite and least favorite video you've ever made? I'd say within like the last like 7, since you've been doing it seriously, I would say.
My favorite video I made? Shit, dude. I don't know. My favorite video. My favorite video is probably the Andrew Tate stuff.
Okay.
Because the Andrew Tate video has been the only set of videos I've made where I would come out with the video and then all of these news articles would cite the exact same sources I'm citing like a day later.
Yeah.
Like they were straight up copying my video series, and that's like and I wasn't like, some people were like, hey, are you mad about this? It's like, no, dude, that's like awesome. Like, what an accomplishment. I'm like breaking these, like I'm not breaking the story because all I was really doing was like translating Romanian news for the most part.
You're having a real world impact.
But yeah, I was like ahead of real mainstream media in a way that was like tangible, and I thought that was really cool. And then my least favorite, shit, let me go through and look. My least favorite's probably an H3H3 video I made. I made a couple ones that I just don't think were very good. I don't think I did anything that was terrible in them, but I just don't think they were funny. I don't think they were like necessary videos.
I think,
and sometimes you got to make a video that's unnecessary because if you have like like you just have to post. Like if you don't post, you end up feeling bad about yourself. You end up not having like you got to fill sponsorships sometimes, right?
Yeah.
So I don't mind making videos that are unnecessary because sometimes you have to, or sometimes you just want to give your opinion on a topic even though it's unnecessary. But those videos just particularly, some of those were not that good.
No, yeah, I totally feel you. Actually, I do totally feel you, because so one video that I felt was very rushed, and if I could go back and take more time on it, was actually in relation to your Hassan debate. I released We Are the Champions parody on your debate with Hassan. And I got that out in like a day or two. And after it came out, I never heard it again because I was like, this is dog shit. I could have made this way better. This is horse shit. Happens pretty commonly because the thing is, like, I can make music very fast, actually. Like, if I was doing YouTube full time, I'm telling you, I could probably drop new parodies 3 times a week. The question is, some songs really do need to cook a lot longer than other songs, and a Queen song definitely needs that. Like, Queen is a very, you know, high-ranking band that deserves like a lot of attention and care.
Yeah, I think it's important to be able to like turn around and make videos quickly to a degree. Like, I think it's good just for your mentality and to show like, well, I could do this. Because sometimes, like, the worst times I've gone through where I'm not posting is that it's been too long. Like, I think Nick had this has had this before.
Oh yeah.
Where if you don't post for a while, it's like you almost like start to feel unsure about yourself. You're like, can I do this? Why can't I write this topic anymore? Like, you just start to like get in your head about it. Like, you just lose fucking confidence. It sounds stupid, but it's like, if any of you guys have ever played sports and you got into an injury and then you're talking to the team less, and you're like not involved in the practices as much because you're injured, and you're like, you start to get in your head a little bit, sort of like that same thing. So I think it's good sometimes, where even if it's not as like subpar, just to put something out.
No, I 100% agree. From like a writer standpoint, there are times where you will have like basically writer's block, and you're just like, I cannot write this thing that I need to write. Sometimes it's good to take a step back and maybe write something else, and that'll help you get past what you're going through. And then also there's people outside that can help you. You know, I was very used to, for a long time, having a whole band where we all write stuff, so that helps the process move forward even if I'm stuck, right? And then when I started doing the parodies, I was like alone for a good while. Then Pimpin' Pete came around and he helped write a shit ton of songs. Hellbent is
Did he really? That's cool. I didn't know Pimpin' Pete was involved like that behind the scenes.
Every rap song I've done, Pimpin' Pete wrote, because I cannot write rap. That's not in my tool house. I can't write rap music. But Pimpin' Pete, he wrote all the rap songs that he did, like the Eminem songs, the Kendrick one. But he's also written stuff outside of that. I think the first time he helped me with a song was actually when I did a parody on Lil Nas X. And I think he wrote the Bunty King one. He's written probably half of my parodies at this point. Yeah, he's great. He's been kind of MIA since August. But recently, who's been helping me is Hellbent. Hellbent helps me with a lot of songs. She actually just wrote for me a Destiny parody.
I can't wait to hear that.
Based on the song Feel It Still. You know, the ooh, I'm a rebel just for kicks. That song.
Yeah.
So that's going to be exciting. I did write I do, you know, not to take full credit away from me, I do write some of my own stuff still. You know, I wrote both the Bo Blacks parodies. But speaking of Destiny, what was it like meeting Destiny? And I don't know how caught up you are on the drama, but based on how much you're caught up, what do you think of the current situation?
I'm not very caught up. So people have been asking, well, I say people, there's like a few people on Twitter being like, oh, you should give your opinion, or what's your opinion on this? And the thing is, it's like, whenever it comes to sex allegations, I'm usually pretty hesitant to say something right away, because if you don't know and then you just get it wrong, that's like a pretty big deal, right?
Yeah.
So what was your question? What was it like meeting him?
Yeah, what was it like meeting him?
Oh, it was great. He ended up flying me down, which is like already like a pretty cool thing to do. And like the only other time that happened is when I went on like Tim Pool's like subsidiary show, like one of his like smaller shows. Mm-hmm. And it was during that one hurricane. So the whole city of Miami was just abandoned. I was like one of 3 people on this flight. Have you ever been on a flight with 3 people? It was insane, dude. It was crazy. And I rolled up, him and Dan were already talking, and it felt a little like awkward to me because you're meeting people for like the first time, and he's already like more of a sarcastic dude.
Yeah.
But I ended up thinking like, it was fine. It was cool.
All right, cool.
Like I probably would say like I probably bonded with Dan more than Destiny, just because Dan's a little more open. Like his personality is just a little bit more Midwestern for me.
No, yeah, I actually really so I started watching Destiny about a year or two ago. I started watching him through the DGG awards that they do every year. And since then I was watching him, and Dan was always my favorite person to call in. Dan, I find so funny to watch. Recent stuff. Again, you're not caught up on it, so I'm not gonna press on that. But
no, ask about it.
Well, I mean,
about it. This is shit where I do have opinions on, because I know a little bit, but I'm not like super in.
So currently, I'll mainly stick to Destiny and Dan. Then with Destiny, he's already admitted that he did send this 19-year-old girl basically recorded porn of Pixie without her consent. Like, the video was recorded with her consent, but it was sent to this 19-year-old without her consent, and now that the leaks happened, now everyone has access to that.
Yeah, so is that girl claiming she got hacked, or did she just leak it?
I don't know that specific part. I believe she was hacked, and that's how everything got leaked. But Pixie's major thing was, initially she didn't want to come forward about it because she didn't want to risk her parents seeing it. And she was trying to figure out how to handle it behind the scenes. And from my understanding, because I am caught up, but sometimes I'm not as much of an Advent watcher as I used to be.
I saw like Tommy say like she was asking for like $1 million or something.
I think that's what she's suing him for now. But
okay,
from what I understand, because initially she was going to ask him for money, but I think what she really, based on everything I've seen, you know, because I obviously have my own opinion on it, I really think what she's going for is just, she wants to make the punishment to Destiny so big that he will not do that again to someone else.
I mean, the punishment as right now is pretty bad, because he's essentially admitted to it, so it's real.
Yes.
I think the other part that's interesting is I don't know if this is like confirmed or true, but like Pixie was dating Loaderbox. Is that true?
That is true. Pixie and Loaderbox are dating.
So you have that, like, this is almost the worst part to me, dude. Like, you're not just leaking some girl's nudes or sharing some girl's nudes. You're sharing your friend's girlfriend's nudes to try and get laid. Like, it's crazy. It's insane. And I get like those nudes are probably from before Loaderbox and Pixie were dating, but it's still nuts, man.
Yeah, it's
like,
crazy.
You don't have respect for your friend to not share his girlfriend's nudes? Like, what are we talking about? What are we doing?
And he's friends with Pixie as well. He is friends with Pixie, was, I guess.
It's a pretty bad situation. Like, he's just objectively in the wrong, and he's gonna have to take the lashings for that. Whether that's and you know what, that might be legal if she's taking it to court.
Yeah, her GoFundMe's already been fully funded. She did a GoFundMe for $25,000 for the legal fees to go to court.
Yeah, I saw like Hassan taking his victory lap too. He's like, "We won, boys!"
Bro, Nick did a stream where he was showing all of the Destiny, like all the rogues gallery of Destiny, and showing them gloating about it. And Destiny's like, Nick is like, your actions have allowed all these people to get a free W, and they're in the right.
Yeah, no, they're totally in the right. So it's a huge shame. And what's crazy too is like the first time I saw Destiny, so I watch Destiny probably the most if I'm like the only times I've ever really watched him is when I'm researching a topic for a video and if he's involved. So I covered like Fresh and Fit and Sneeko, right?
Yes.
And he was heavily involved in debating them back then. And so much of it was about like boundaries and talking about women and how to treat a woman and all this shit. And it's like, bro, like, meanwhile, it's like, you're doing what?
During the whole Red Pill arc, he's sharing apparently not just videos of Pixie, but his wife as well. And now Sherry, who used to be like friends with Destiny, apparently the current allegation is that he recorded sexual audio of her without her consent and shared that.
I saw that allegation on Reddit. I don't know like how to confirm that or if that's been confirmed, but that's like that's by far the worst thing if that is true.
Yeah.
But again, I'm not sure on that allegation how true that is.
And now the thing with Dan that Nick covered, I haven't seen the full thing, but from what I did see, Dan basically the whole stream, it came off to me, people have different reads of it. To me, what it came off was Dan is one of the few IRL friends that Destiny has. And Dan is like dealing with the fact that not only is his coworker, but his friend in this hot water. And he's trying to be like, oh, you know, just because he made a mistake doesn't mean I'm not going to stick by him. And someone I think in chat even said like, oh, if the cherry stuff is real, would you like cut ties with him then? And he was like, no. But then Dan is saying like, oh, if you do distance yourself from him, then I understand, but also fuck off. And like he was just constantly contradicting himself throughout the whole stream, and he kept trying to deflect to, oh yeah, Hassan went to a brothel, and you know,
dude, the Hassan brothel thing, dude. Just to make clear on that story, because I've made how many Hassan videos? 10? I got like 10 fucking videos on the guy. I have never talked about the brothel because the brothel story isn't that fucking interesting. This guy went to a brothel thinking it was a legally well-abiding establishment, and then years later it got busted for what the fuck ever, like having trafficked women in it, right? And like not paying, like being beyond in payments or some shit, like I forget.
Yeah,
there was like a couple things with it, and it's like the whole point is that he didn't know. Hassan had no idea. So how are we gonna hold Hassan to that standard? That's not fair to Hassan. That's not fair to any, because a bunch of people could be like, you're holding him accountable for an action he was not aware of. Destiny's totally aware of these actions, dude.
Yeah,
he's actively
100%.
playing the role in it.
Oh yeah, Dan pretty much had a full-on crash out last night.
I mean, Dan's in a tough spot because it's like, if that's your friend, so are you gonna go ahead and not be friends with him because he leaked nudes? I mean, I would still be friends with most of my close buddies if they leaked the nudes, you know?
To me,
like, honestly,
it really depends on what the exact situation is. If it's like leaking nudes, that's one thing. But like, if those nudes were taken without the girl's consent, I don't think I could be friends.
that one is super fucking bad, dude. That one is so hard to justify.
Like, if
I mean, they're both super bad. Like, both of them is arguably like, I mean, they're both super fucked up shit. You know, it's hard to there's no defense for it, honestly.
Like, I feel like if Dan said, look, I've been friends with this guy for years, I'm gonna still be friends with him, but on a business standpoint, me and Destiny are done, I feel like that would be a much more reasonable take. But the fact that he's just like he's like, oh, my only limit for Destiny is if he kills someone, unless it's someone that I don't like, which I think that was a joke.
That? What the fuck?
That's pretty much what he said. Oh, and then I think someone in chat asked him, oh, what if he raped someone? He's like, what are you, dumb? Of course I wouldn't be friends with him if he raped someone.
Yeah, I mean, look, dude, the problem with the internet is things that need to be like rape or murder for it to still be bad, or pedophilia for things to still be bad.
Yeah.
You know, it's bad. I don't think it's, like, here's the thing, dude. I've never seen somebody lose their career on the internet because they leaked nudes. I do think this story will pass. And, you know, if it stays where it's at, if the Sherry stuff is proven true, I don't know then. That's like a whole nother level of uncharted territory.
Yeah.
And then but Destiny, I don't know anything about that other than reading a Reddit post.
And then Destiny's been crashing out too. He made like a post, I think it was in DGG chat, being like, well, if I'm gonna go down as a sex offender, I'm taking down 20 other streamers with me. And everyone's like, wait, you know 20 other streamers?
Yeah,
that
if
like,
you know 20 other sex offenders, bro, that's worse. That reflects more poorly on you that you haven't said anything, man.
It's like he's just keeping it locked and loaded for when the time's ready. It's like, no,
dude,
what are you doing?
That's a crazy thing to say. I saw on Twitter he posted like he's buying the Dr. Disrespect outfit, and it's like, you're not. Why are you comparing yourself to like a pedophile, man?
It's crazy. Actually, crazy.
It's a fucking disaster, dude. I don't know what the fuck he's doing. I feel like the only way you redeem it is one, the Sherry stuff can't be true. Otherwise, you're just truly over. And the only other thing you could sit there and say is like, yeah, I fucked up, but I was in mad gooner mode. I'm sorry. And then you pay her whatever money she has.
I mean, for me as a viewer, I was watching, he did a lot of shit that I'm like, wow, this guy's a real piece of shit. But like, politically, he seems to be on the spot, morally, you know, whatever. But now with this stuff, it's like, I think the only content I could watch from Destiny is purely like the drama shit, like when Vegan Gains calls in type stuff. I don't think I can ever watch anything serious from Destiny ever again, personally, as a viewer. because I can't just take.
This is gonna be one of those things where it's like he'll recover and be fine, but it'll be like Dr. Disrespect is. There will always be somebody in chat constantly bringing this up.
100%.
It's like Hassan with the brothel. Even though, like, Hassan, that's probably not a very fair criticism of Hassan. There's always going to be somebody in the chat bringing it up. Hassan probably reads that message every day. Like, almost every stream I watched of Hassan, there's people saying that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you think about it, I mean, that's a pretty fucking bad punishment. He's going to be followed for the rest of his life on this shit. You know, I just know some people are going to wish his career ends, and I don't think that's realistic for something like this.
What do you think of the H3 video coming up about Hassan?
So obviously there's more than enough content there, especially since I think he's going to use some bad empanada stuff that I do know about, but I didn't go through to like really confirm everything. There's plenty for a video, and it could be a very good video. However, it's also Ethan, and Ethan I have seen and felt like he is prone to taking very uncharitable stances on stuff.
Yeah.
And when you do that, you're gonna fuck yourself. You know, he's making a video out of anger. And I've always felt like if you make a video out of anger, like you being mad or spiteful, you're gonna end up taking somebody out of context and it's gonna fire back on you. Like I have no doubt that it'll be entertaining. Like there's the Keemstar content nukes, right? Those videos are, I don't care what anyone says, those videos are fucking hilarious, right?
Yeah.
I think they're super funny. They're super entertaining. Anyone who says they're not bangers is lying. However, ton of information is wrong. There's shit that's just not right in there. Ethan's doing fucked up shit where he's like promoting like doxers and whatnot. So I think it could be a little bit of both. I'm hoping for the best, but my expectations aren't very high. Seeing the like level of receipts and stuff that he's gotten in the past, not just from the content nuke, but even stuff on like his podcast, you know. So
you're hoping for the best, expecting, you know, the worst.
I'm hoping for the best, but I expect a mixed video. I don't think it'll be the worst, but it will be mixed.
Well, you know, I'm just doing like the general saying, but no, I totally get you. I honestly would hope that if the video does well, just speaking as an old H3 fan, I would hope he would just make more videos. I don't think he will, but
I don't think he will. I don't think he will either, just because like he's got a family, he's got 2 kids now. I just think the podcast stuff is so much easier to make money. Like all the money right now is in live streaming. It's not an accident that all your like everybody's commentators went to live streaming. That happened on purpose because there's tons of money. There's tons of money there.
No, 100%.
So I don't think it makes sense.
Like
I don't think he'll switch.
I've long recognized the way the commentary space works with live streaming. Like if I really wanted to maximize my content, I would do like drama live streams. I personally don't do them because I like watching the stuff. I do on the occasion do streams where like I call them like yesterday's drama today, where I gather all the information that happened from like the last month or so and just do it all in one big stream. I remember I did like an 8-hour tipster one when the tipster drama happened like a year or 2 ago, and that was huge. I had like 50 viewers for like my channel size at the time. It was crazy. But it's not something like, I feel like, because there are so many commentary streamers as well, like it's kind of oversaturated. And I feel like the reason why not all of them blow up like Augie or even Lyrix is because I think at the end of the day, when you're doing those types of live streams, you need to be passionate about doing the live stream itself. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, and what is interesting is like what you said there, like everybody's doing it, so there's a lot of competition. That is probably like one of the reasons like my videos have done better is like lately. I think it's just there's less competition of people making videos. Like I'm competing against so many fewer people.
No, yeah, 100%.
Like, I don't think the quality of my videos, like I think the quality of my videos have gone up, right? For sure. I feel like I'm always trying to get better, but I also feel like the quality of my videos before were very good as well. You know, a lot of it's just you're competing with less less eyeballs,
Yeah, like
or you're
there's
competing against less people.
if you are in the commentary community and you're trying to do drama streams, there's not really a time slot for you to have. Although depending on your personality, that shouldn't matter. You'll have your own audience. But some people don't have as strong of a personality, and that reflects in, they could be streaming almost every day, but there's like not really growth there. Like me, I just stream myself playing video games because that's what I love doing, and that's a way to kill time and build up watch hours. Because of all my passion, everybody knows this. All my passion is in music, so that's where it's gonna go. I have 2 more questions before we get the Q&A going. One, which YouTuber that you've seen do you think was the biggest waste of potential?
Oh, that's hard because I think there's a lot of YouTubers that I say YouTubers. There's a lot of people that have made videos that are very, very good, and if they applied themselves, they would make it big on YouTube. I'm trying to think. Like, there's just so many people I've watched in the past where I've seen that guy and I'm like, oh shit, that guy's gonna make it big. That guy will be huge, and then they don't upload, or they upload like once a month.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, people, like, I get that some people blow up overnight, but for most YouTubers, like, your journey is a fucking grind. Your journey is like, you're working, you're posting for years to have your one moment, your one like overnight sensation moment, So,
I totally feel that. Yeah, 100%.
so it's like, it's not really like, YouTube's not luck. It's more of just like a grinding to it until you get your lucky moment. The people that get lucky are people that work at it forever.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
I can't think of a specific creator, but there is a lot of smaller commentary channels that I've watched and have been like, fuck, damn, this guy's like better than anyone right now. And then they just never post again. Or they go to college and they go to work, and like life gets busy.
Yeah, 100%. Like, there's just, I feel like there are probably a lot of people I recognize that, like, I could totally see them being huge if they could afford to do YouTube full time.
It's not a necessarily even like afford, because a big excuse I think a lot of people make is like, oh, I can't I work a job and I'm busy. It's like, most people, let's face it, you have free time in your day to go do it. It's just, are you willing to give that up? And the thing is, it's like, no, you want to be able to chill when you get back from work. You want to be able to like have a fucking social life. And when you go ahead and you try and take your hobby and make it your job one day, you're giving up a lot of that. You're giving up like all your free time.
Yeah, 100%. I think the busiest I ever, like, as a smaller creator, the busiest I ever was I was doing YouTube, I was doing college, I was doing work, I was keeping my friend time, and I was in a band, and then I'm trying to make like YouTube videos, like all 6 of those things, trying to fit it in. Like, there's really only so many hours in the day. But you saying that, I think I do agree, because even with all that, I was still pumping out like songs.
Yeah.
So,
like, I think people don't realize, like, there's a lot of time in the day, and we as individuals do waste quite a bit of it. I say waste. It's not wasteful because you're having a good time or you're relaxing or whatever. I don't think that's wasting
I
time,
think it's
but
healthy to have that free time. It's good to have that. Your brain needs that downtime to be like fresh. If you're constantly working nonstop all the time, you will burn out. I think everybody's had burnout moments.
Yeah, for sure. But I do think if you're trying to make the gap, that's just something you do gotta endure and go for.
Yeah, at least
when you make the gap, YouTube's about the fucking easiest job ever, and you got all the free time in the world then.
No,
but
yeah, 100%.
Until you make that, you're fucking like killing yourself.
I already know exactly, because there is one type of content I want to do if I can do YouTube free full. Do you know Mahler?
So he gets brought up when I talk to Nick all the time, and I always forget who he is. He's on that one podcast called the EP.
EFAP.
Right? Or EFAP.
He does his channel, he does like multi-hour long video essays.
Oh, yes, I do know. Nick has linked me a bunch of these.
I love that guy's videos. My passion outside of music for YouTube would be doing those video essays for like video games. So like my dream video to make would be like a 3 to 10 hour video on like Kingdom Hearts 3, because Kingdom Hearts 3 was like one of the biggest disappointments of my fucking life. And
Really,
I wanna,
dude?
like,
I'm still so pumped to play it. I'm playing Kingdom Hearts 1, the 1.5 remix now, dude.
oh hell yeah. Advice says, because I've been playing the games since I was like 8 years old. Play them not in the order that they show up on the disc. Play them in the order of that the game's released. Just look up when the game's released. The story.
Oh, okay.
The story is convoluted. I'm never gonna lie like other Kingdom Hearts fans. The story's convoluted and retarded, but it makes more sense if you at least play them in the order.
I mean,
that
it's
they came
fucking
out.
retarded in the first game, dude. The first game, just the concept is so fucking stupid. If I didn't play that game when I was like 7 years old, I would have thought this thing was like the dumbest thing ever created.
It's funny. Oh my god, it's funny. So that's the game I've been playing on my. I'm doing playthrough streams now. I've been playing the Kingdom Hearts games. Bro, me and the guy that I'm doing them with, his name's Nexajed. He's not like a content creator, but he's my editor now, actually. He also is a huge Kingdom Hearts fan, and me and him, you know, as adults now, we can look at all the shit and we're like, that is so hype, and it's actually so retarded at the exact same time. It's like,
Yeah.
it's kind of like Star Wars in a way, where Star Wars has some really hype shit that's like absolutely bonkers. But
Well, it's like, dude, I just watched fucking Sora die in the first game, and it's like, oh shit, he's now like a Heartless, he's died, right? And then it's like, you have fucking Goofy's looking ass just being like, well, we gotta get back to King
bro,
Mickey, huh?
no, Sora fucking dies and you just hear Donald Duck screaming, Sora! Sora!
Yeah, doing like his fucking quack scream or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
it's just the whole thing's insane, but it's, you know, it's fucking, it's also lit at the same time. I don't know. It's just a whole nother level of like tism.
If you just
That's
allow
just
yourself
elite.
to accept like the ridiculousness of it, it is so hype. It's like, I especially remember when I was a kid. I remember when I was a kid, so the original Kingdom Hearts, you couldn't skip cutscenes, right? That Riku fight was an outrageous fucking block. I remember crying trying to beat this fucking boss.
Oh, dude, I made the mistake of putting it on fucking pro mode. And,
Yes.
dude, pro mode, you can't change the difficulty. What is with that, man? That is so bullshit. So I'm stuck on goddamn pro mode, and I'm like, this is too hard. So now I'm like, I need to get the ultimate weapon for the first time ever. So it's like I'm just grinding through that bullshit.
Bro, if you want, I'll send you a synthesis guide. It'll help you collect shit much faster.
Just a disaster, dude.
The synthesis grind, oh my god, I did a 10-hour stream just doing the synthesis grinding, and it was like 2 in the morning for me, and I'm like, guys, I'm doing this off stream. This fucking sucks. I hate this game now. I don't want to do any more of this. Oh man.
Yeah, I would say I would never play that game again on hard mode.
I love
Not worth.
that one and Kingdom Hearts 2. I love the hard modes of that game, of those games. What I love about Critical for Kingdom Hearts 2, it's the only game mode you can play where you can't just spam X to win every fight. You need to actually like think about the game, because I got into playing the harder modes by watching like speedrunners. We're gonna turn this into a Kingdom Hearts stream at this point. All right.
I like how the first one, like, it's all fucking, like, your combat's all clunky. Like, it's so not like modern games. I kind of like it. Like, he does feel like a kid that's learning to use this.
100%. 100%.
180. Like, it's cool. I like it. It's good.
I 100% agree with that. Even the platforming being, because originally Kingdom Hearts was made.
And he's got his big fucking dumbass shoes, dude.
Yeah.
It's great.
It was supposed to be the inspiration to make Kingdom Hearts in the first place was because of Mario 64. Square Enix wanted, or Squaresoft at the time, wanted a platforming game. So that was the initial thing.
Oh
and
boy,
then,
did they fail, because that's the worst part of that.
that is the worst part of it.
Game.
But then they went too far with Kingdom Hearts 2, where like every map is a wasteland that you can't. There is no platforming. Period.
I haven't played 2 like since it came out, so I'm interested to see if I still think it's as good.
Especially with the final mix, because you get a bunch of new abilities. I love Kingdom Hearts 2. That is my favorite. Gameplay wise, that's my favorite in the entire series. Kingdom Hearts 3 is decent, and then with the DLC, it's pretty good. Combat wise, it's just the story. I mean, I don't want to get into a whole diatribe about it.
I just remember Donkey made a video on Kingdom Hearts 3, and I haven't been able to play it yet. Like, I haven't tried it yet. And it was just so funny, dude. Like, just the clip of, like, he's got, like, the Toy Story guy, Woody, just, like, pointing down his head.
And then Woody
It's
is
so
like,
funny.
something tells me you've never had friends before. It's like, holy shit, Woody just fucking roasted this
So
guy.
good, dude.
So, no, there are definitely things I do. Like, that's the thing. Like, I have such a complex relationship
How
with
can
that
the
game.
story be shit? The story's already shit. The story's already fucking stupid.
To put it super short and simple, the Disney stories themselves are fine, they're okay, but like the main story, like the Kingdom Hearts part of the story, you basically get some at the start, and then everything else for the story is at the very end, all wrapped up very quickly.
I'll be real. The Kingdom Hearts story, like the Kingdom Hearts 1 story, is not complicated at all.
No, it's simple and
It's
clean.
like really straightforward. Like, but I just remember 2. Like, just even when I look back at it, 2 making it just convoluted as all hell.
Kingdom Hearts 2 does make it more complicated, and then all the side games just drive it crazy. The thing with Kingdom Hearts 3 is, like I said, the structure of it is you get some of the Kingdom Hearts story at the start, and then after you finish all the Disney worlds, they jam-pack all the rest of the story at the end, and it just makes it seem like, I feel like it's just like, for something that a lot of like fans like myself waited 10 years for, this is like so rushed, and it seems like they're more interested in what comes next versus finishing the story that we've waited so long for. But all of the Kingdom Hearts stuff aside, I'm glad to hear that you actually play the game. That's actually so cool.
Yeah.
All that stuff aside, I'm gonna read these Q&A questions, and then I'm gonna let you go after that.
Do it.
So we got from K-Huck, and anyone in the chat, if you haven't left a question,
Katie Hook.
yes. If anyone in the chat, if you haven't, make sure you guys like the stream. But also, if you haven't left a question yet, click the link in the pin link in the chat and leave a question for Willie Mac there. We're gonna start reading all these Q&A questions now. So we have a question from K-Huck. Thoughts on Bo Blacks?
Thoughts on Bo Blacks? Well, I don't really know all the Bo Blacks drama and what's true or what's not. Is the OnlyFans real or is that fake?
It is horrifically.
I saw he denied it, so I wasn't sure.
So this is the thing. Bo Blacks has been on a tirade of constantly lying since the drama kicked off with.
I don't
Augie
even
coming back.
blame him. I don't even blame him for lying about the OnlyFans. That sounds horrible.
It is horrifying. It is real, and he even admitted it was real. Then he deleted that tweet.
No.
And then a day later, he tweeted that it wasn't real, and then he deleted that tweet. So
Does he have fans? Is he getting paid from it?
it apparently costed $3, so it costed less than a membership to Augie to see Bo Blacks' nudes. Apparently, which is a horrifying concept.
Oh my
Honestly.
fucking god! What?
And I think
Are there nudes on there?
there
Is that
are
what it
nudes.
is?
The
Oh lordy lord!
the Bo Black's peen
Oh,
is out
Lordy
there.
Lord.
It is out there. You know.
Send me the church, dude. Shit. It's just him fucking a Sonic doll. I mean, how crazy.
I'm not gonna get into details, but it is like as bad as you could probably think. I don't think that specifically exists, but it is like him in dresses.
He's just fist and knuckles.
Oh god. And
Look,
then,
my thoughts on Bo Blacks is clearly this guy's not at a high point in life. Or Z whatever he goes by
X, whatever.
now. And I wish the best for him. I don't hate Bo Blacks. I really don't.
All right, and there you guys have it. WillyMacShow does not hate Bo Blacks.
I'm not a hateful person. That's all I'm saying. I rarely am ever actually mad at somebody.
That's good. I was rooting for Bo Blacks to make a comeback for the longest time, but the OnlyFans stuff was just.
I mean, that's gonna set it back a few months at least. I mean, that's a rough one. He should have just said Destiny leaked his nudes, dude.
No,
That
and
crazy.
the craziest thing is he tried to make it out that, oh, everyone's leaking my shit, but it's like his face was in some of those pictures. Like, he did not even try to hide that it was him. Next up we have from Kiko. Is Willie?
Wait. Did you just imply that he was leaking his own cock?
No. So his
Oh,
only.
okay. I was gonna say,
The thing
whoa,
is-
this is like a whole nother story.
So what happened specifically was he was streaming and he showed all of his Gmail accounts. One of those Gmail accounts was Manshi, something like that, and and people found that it linked to the OnlyFans, and also he posted his nudes on Reddit as well, not just OnlyFans. So he had posted his nudes like everywhere under this Manchi account.
You can post nudes to Reddit?
I guess. I don't know.
Okay, what?
But
this is insane, dude.
It is crazy. So when that got posted, people were making it out like, oh, people leaked his nudes. But it's not so much like Nick made a good point. It's like, look, you're not dealing with revenge porn here, all right? If anything, you're dealing with DMCA, okay? If you want to DMCA people over your nudes, then I guess go ahead, Bo Blacks. But
I mean, true.
I mean, yeah. So Kiko asks, is Willy still working with Keem at all? Also, how is it even like to work with Keem?
So I'm not working with Keem. I worked with him only when he wanted me to be the host.
I remember.
And I remember when he was looking for a replacement, I thought it would just be really funny to do an episode of Drama Alert. It wasn't really like I never really expected to be like seriously considered, because I half the appeal to doing YouTube is being your own boss. So to me, it's like I don't feel like that was ever something I truly wanted. And he tried to work out a deal with me. I was asking for just an absolutely absurd amount of money, just because I was like, if I'm giving up my fucking like dream here, I need all the fucking money then.
Yeah.
And working with him was great. He wasn't like over my shoulder really at all. He let me do whatever I fucking wanted, pretty much. I ran the team. I'm probably one of the like I know other people like Tommy got like horror stories, but I rarely even talked to him. Like we didn't really even talk the whole time I did Drama Alert, except for like deals on taking over permanently. And the big deal we like couldn't get past was he wanted me to give up my YouTube channel. And I was like, no. And that's essentially it.
Yeah.
So I never had all my only times I've ever gotten in spats with Keem is like nothing to do with working for him.
Kiko also asks, have you heard about any of the stuff that happened with the Pie Man / Pie Girl post the John Swan stuff? And if you have,
yeah, so I have. It's sad. Clearly, Pie Man's just like a super disturbed person. Like clearly, they're not right in the head. I don't even know what gender Pie Man goes by anymore. But I think Pie Man is not well. I don't think Pie Man probably had the best parents, and Pie Man unfortunately is probably like a pretty messed up individual. Something I see every once in a while is people being like, well, John was right to do that to Pie Man now. Like John was proven right. It's like I don't understand the copium there of like it's okay to put these like horrifying allegations against a 15-year-old that just are not true, and like threaten a 15-year-old over and like make fun of them in all these discords and stuff.
No, yeah.
So I feel like that's a lot of like copium, but no, I mean Pie Man's a sad story. Although I don't know, I haven't heard anything in probably like 2 years.
Nexajed, my editor, asks, ask Willy if Destiny diddled him, and if he'll make more videos on any Red Pill / Kick guys. Those are his best videos, in my opinion.
Yeah, Destiny did diddle me. It's the reason why I haven't made a video on him sooner, because he's holding the nudes against me. He says he'll leak them.
Crazy.
I will absolutely make more videos on Red Pill people. The problem is most of the Red Pill has fallen off. You know, and I'm all about milking and farming a topic. I'm into that shit because I have fun with it. Like fucking, I'm having a blast with it. However, if the topic stops getting views, then it just becomes cringe. Like that's kind of how I feel about it. If nobody wants to fucking watch it, and you're just still making videos on it, it's like, you know, is there really a fucking point to this anymore? You know, it's just you're just being a fucking weirdo then.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
So I love the Red Pill stuff because they're just like always the most crazy unhinged people. And I'm probably one of the few creators that really goes and wax both sides super hard. So I will absolutely keep my eye over there.
At Nathan Weddle, okay, great, asks, ask Willie Mac if he can do a video on my retarded son. I assume that's about Jake Weddle. Do you know anything about the Jake Weddle stuff?
Is there new Jake Weddle stuff? I know about him from the Mr. Beast thing.
I don't think there's anything new past his girlfriend going crazy and trying. And did you hear? Wait, did you hear this song?
Whoa, we're into like Jake Weddle's girlfriend drama.
So Jake Weddle's,
how do we even know who that is?
So Jake Weddle's girlfriend started. She apparently was a YouTuber. She was making videos defending Jake Weddle, and they then broke up around.
Was she a big YouTuber?
No. They then broke up, and she released like this like 90s alt rock core song about their breakup, and the start of the song has audio recording of Jake Weddle screaming, "You don't care about me."
Oh my fucking god, dude. Send me
crazy.
This cringe right now, dude.
I'll
Where's the
send it.
link to this?
I send it to you right now. If someone in the chat can find it, I'll look it up.
It's fucking crazy. What?
Hold on.
Is it a banger? Is it good?
Lyrically it's retarded, but it is pretty
shit.
audio.
How fucking funny would it be if it was just a bop, dude?
It is musically, it is a bop. I will say instrumentally, it's pretty fucking good. It kind of gives like a Creep vibes or like Alanis Morissette vibes. As I look for that, I'll ask you. Mr. Fields asks. Okay, this is another great one. Fuck, marry, kill. Dark Viper, Nerd City, Hassan.
Fuck. Oh, Jesus. This is a really terrible group. Dark Viper, Hassan, and who's the third one?
Nerd City.
Oh, Nerd City? I'd probably fuck Nerd City because you oh no, I take that back. I would fuck Dark Viper because you gotta love to, you know, fucking crazy can be fun, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I would marry Hassan because I think Hassan allows poly relationships. And I would want to get away from him, certainly. But I want his money. So I'd do that. And then I guess I'd kill Nerd City or whatever because like what the fuck's he bringing to the table? He's not rich and he's not crazy enough.
I think those are great points. Let me refresh, see if there's any more questions. Nope. Okay. So then, we did just get $4.20. Thank you very much, Kiko. Really enjoying this interview. Also, does Willie even know who Nathan Weddle is? Do you know who Nathan Weddle is?
You said it was like Jake Weddle's dad or some shit?
That's Jake Weddle's dad, who was...
Has he been doxxed? Why do we know who his dad is?
It's because Jake Weddle made jokes about his dad, who was convicted on
and
interacting
did
with a
people
minor.
look this up?
No, he makes jokes about his dad being like a pedophile.
Oh, yeah, dude, I do remember that. I didn't know his dad... Is that his dad's real name or no?
I think so.
That's a fucking disaster, bro. Jesus Christ.
Oh, K-Huck, the link you sent me didn't work. Oh, fuck. That chick might have taken down the videos on copyright. That's crazy.
No!
If I find it...
Oh, I wanted it.
If I find it, I promise I'll send it to you.
I wanted the cringe so bad.
Well, we've reached the end of this conversation. Thank you very much, WillyMacShow, for coming on to the Biker Radio. Are there any last words you'd like to say before I let you go?
Any last words? I don't think so. Go watch my new video. It's out right now.
All right, there you go. Make sure mods put that link in the chat. Thank you very much, Willie Mac. I'll talk to you some other time.
All right, thank you, brother. Take it easy.
Peace. Shout out to WillyMacShow for joining us on 305.9 Biker Radio. I hope you guys enjoyed that interview. And like with all interview streams, they will stay up. Of course, with all the music parts edited out. I thought that was a great interview. I was kind of nervous at first because a lot of the questions were curated by Tyrone, mixed with my own additional information that I already knew. But I feel like it went really naturally. Willie Mac, as I've said before, is one of my favorite YouTubers. So it was great to get to interview him. I'm hoping to maybe reach out to Xylee for next month's interview. If not, any suggestions are welcome. That's the end of the morning show. Have a great, well, I would say have a great rest of your day, but guess what? We're coming back in just an hour and 45 minutes for the afternoon show. That's right. 3 p.m. EST is the next 305.9 Biker Radio. We'll have 2 hours of commercial-free music. And then tonight at 9 p.m. 9 p.m. EST, we have the evening show, which will be our first decade show. The decade show, I'm announcing now, once a month for one of the segments, we'll be doing a different decade of music. Most of the music I play on my radio shows are from the 80s. Tonight, if you want to enjoy some doo-wops and some rock and roll, we're going to be playing some 50s music tonight at 9 p.m. EST. Have a great rest of your morning, and I'll see you guys at 3 p.m. EST. Peace out.